YTBC, what's the deal? So I watched Joseph Parker versus Bowie Tupou. It was a pretty good fight while it lasted. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the fight on YouTube here. And just before, I get to what I think about the fight, I was reading comments under the video, under the fight video on YouTube. And people think that this fight was a thrown fight. I keep hearing Deontay Wilder versus Malik Scott. I keep hearing Tyson versus Bruce Seldon. For some of you older school fans, Leotis Martin versus Sonny Liston. In this fight with Parker, man, when I was watching it, I heard the punch land. Like, if you turn up the TV, you hear a thudding punch land on top of Tupou's head or his forehead, and he got knocked out. I mean, his body just hit the floor. I mean, he hit face first. Even when he was trying to get up, one of the camera angles showed when he was trying to get up, you could see his right leg kind of elevating off the canvas a little bit. So, dude, in my opinion, I thought he was separated from his senses. Now, yes, it wasn't flush, but every punch that knocks you out isn't going to be a flush punch to the jaw, textbook. It's not going to be like that. You may get hit in the temple. Punch may deflect off the top of your head. Look at when Tyson fought, what's the dude's name? When he won the title for the first time. Trevor Berbick, when he hit Berbick, and he hit Berbick on top of his head. Look at that fight in close. I believe it was a left hook Tyson hit Berbick with, and it was kind of a delayed reaction, and he started stumbling all over the place. When these big guys are hitting each other like this, man, even glancing blows that deflect off the top of your head, the side of your head, will knock you out sometimes, and it happened in this fight. Like I said, turn your computer up, and you can hear the punch thud off of Tupou's forehead. But hard to grade the fight because, like I said, it was only one round. But you got this dude Parker's 6'5", 6'4", 245 pounds, 240 pounds, muscle. Young guy. But who would I want to see him in there next? I seen the WBO rankings. They have Parker ranked number 8, I believe. A fight that I want to see him against right now, his next fight, something that's competitive, would be Prince Charles Martin, the U.S. fighter, man. He's 21-0 with 19 knockouts. Now, I don't view Martin as a big, huge knockout puncher like that. If you go and watch him fight, you'll see why he's a southpaw. He likes to, sneak his shots in, real crafty, and moves very well for a big guy. And he wants to outbox you and catch you with shots you don't see. So even though that Martin is 21-0 with 19 knockouts, I don't consider him a huge knockout puncher, if that makes sense to some of you. But I would like to see them fight. They have Parker and Martin both in the top 10 of the WBO. Both these guys have WBO international titles, and regional titles. So I would like to see these guys fight. And I know they're trying to not have these guys in against risk early in their career, but that's kind of bullshit, because if you look at the landscape and look at some of the other young fighters, look at a guy like Anthony Joshua. He's getting in there with Gary Cornish. Gary Cornish is an undefeated fighter, 21-0. And, maybe that fight was easier to make. But at the same time, again, using Joshua, after his fight, he wants to fight Dillian White. Dillian White wants to fight him. He's an undefeated heavyweight. So we got to start getting these USA guys in there with some of these other guys across the world, man, and start mixing it up, because the UK, it seems like, is really trying to mix up their undefeated heavyweights. Like I said, I want to see Brazil, and I want to see Gerald Washington, and I want to see Martin, see some of these American heavyweights either get in there with each other, or let's see what Joseph Parker can do. I see they have a fight here on BoxRec. Parker already has a fight set for October. So hopefully it's against Charles Martin or somebody that's in the top 10 of the WBO. But we don't need to see him against Jason Gavin. He's already proven that he can beat the Brian Mintos of the world and the Sherman Williams. We don't need to see no more of that. I don't want to see a whole list of Jason Gavins on your resume. But again, it has to be guys that's willing to get in there with Parker. And at the heavyweight division, guys really don't tend to duck each other often. There may be a duck here and there, but there's really not too many places to run in the heavyweight division. You can't run to a division higher. You can't run to a division lower. You're going to have to fight eventually, especially if you're trying to be the man of the division. So we know Klitschko's going to fight Fury. So, he's not going to get a shot at the WBO title this year. But at the same time, let's just not have a whole bunch of stay busy, Jason Gavin type fights. Travis Walkers, we don't need to see those type of fights right now. Parker versus Charles Martin. What do y'all think about that fight? Who do you think will win the fight if Joseph Parker fought Charles Martin. I'm out.